Hey everybody, today I wanted to do a short video just talking about the Towering Heights theme deck. That's the Groudon theme deck. It also has Garchomp, that might be the Pokemon it's most known for. I think it's probably the third best theme deck in the format, behind the Dragonite and the Kyogre decks. I do think both of those are like a teensy bit stronger than this, but not by much. This deck can hold its own against almost everything in the format, especially with Garchomp being able to just do huge amounts of damage. The main advantage of this deck is how little energy cost most of your Pokemon have. Like, for this huge amount of damage, it only costs 2 here. This mini Earthquake costs 1. Drought allows you to accelerate, so you have acceleration in the deck. This only costs 2 energy, so your main advantage in this deck is going to be your low energy cost to put out high numbers. Just like the Kyogre deck, this deck almost has no useless cards. Even Lady is not useless. Getting that energy out of the deck to thin it is really good. Pokemon Fan Club, so you can find Gible, you can find Timpole, you can find Groudon, whatever you need for the situation. Passimian is a decent start because you can start it, go second, hit for 20, and draw 2 cards, which is pretty good. And then Mew, with Psi Power, allowing you to put 3 damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon, can let you set up knockouts or snipe things that you've damaged once. This is really good, and Bench Barrier actually protects you against the Kyogre deck. The Direct Dive Empoleon Bench Barrier is super crucial in that matchup because it actually protects you from being sniped. So this deck is really good. You could even say it is the second best theme deck behind the Kyogre one. I don't know exactly which one is stronger. In my opinion, I think that the Kyogre one probably has a better matchup spread and probably has a better time against Dragonite. But this deck also can still have a decent Dragonite matchup, especially if you know what you're doing. Garchomp with Avenging Aura, if you're behind in prizes, you're able to do 200 damage with Overslice by discarding an energy. So 200 damage is enough to knock out pretty much any theme deck Pokemon like you could ever think of. It can knock out Dragonite, knock out Charizard, knock out Nidoqueen, knock out any kind of big threat in the format. If you're not behind in prizes, it still does 120 damage, which is nothing to scoff at, especially in theme deck format. So like a 130 Kyogre, you can hit it with Overslice, and then later just set it up for knockout, they retreat, set something else for a knockout, and then maybe take multiple prizes in one turn with Mew. So you have a lot of options. Seismitoad with Bulldoze allows you to stack your deck with a card, which I think is really, really good in theme deck format, especially since theme deck format can kind of lead to some unruly hands. Bulldoze is really, really good in terms of just setting you up with what you need next, whether that's Mew, whether that's Garchomp, whether that's a certain supporter. The Tremulous Fist, it's a little hard to get this to work because it has such a high energy cost, but it's not impossible, especially since everything is really low. As long as you are never missing an attachment and attaching an energy every single turn, you can do a lot of damage to Tremulous Fist, especially if a lot of your Pokemon are damaged, such as by Palpitoad, which does 10 damage to your own Pokemon, but in exchange that'll power up both this attack with the Seismitoad and also this attack with the Throw, which will do 90 more if you have damage counters on your own Pokemon. So this is a bit of a big brain deck. I think it takes a couple games of practice to really understand like how it works, but it's fairly fast, fairly aggressive. It is good both when you're already ahead and recovering from being behind, which is something I don't think the Dragonite deck necessarily has. Like, the Dragonite deck wants to start ahead and then just overwhelm based on fast energy attachments and getting a big hand. But if you start out bad with this deck, you can still recover fairly well with Garchomp just because of the sheer amount of damage you can do when you're behind in prizes. I think if you're new to the game, this is a pretty good deck to start with. You can be fairly successful in theme deck tournaments with it. I think it's up there with Kyogre, with Dragonite. I think it might come down to personal preference overall with which deck is your favorite, but I think this deck does have some really strong options, especially in the theme deck meta. And then one of the best things that you look for in almost every theme deck is, does it have any useless cards? And no, this deck has no useless cards. Everything kind of synergizes with itself. Its high energy count can be a little annoying, but overall you just always have one, so you can tempo additional energy every turn. And Groudon's Drought can let you put some of that energy into play, so you can set up a Seismitoad or set up a Garchomp in addition to another attacker that you may have attached to that turn. So overall, I think this deck is really good. If you're a new player going into events here, and playing in the theme deck events is probably the best way to get tradable booster packs. So you can click on theme, join, and then for these rewards, first place you're getting 2 Darkness Ablaze, second place you're getting 1 Darkness Ablaze, you're getting random standard booster for 3rd to 4th. So basically, for every game you win, you're getting a tradable booster pack, and those tradable booster packs can be traded on the trade market for whatever cards it is you need. So this is a really strong way of just kind of obliterating the theme deck meta, is with this pretty good deck. Anyway, I hope this was helpful to you. Let me know what you think the best theme decks are. Leave a comment, like the video, subscribe, all that stuff really helps out the channel. And yeah, I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.